Okay, so here, what I'm going to be discussing is the slope of a line, and then later, probably in other videos, I'll go through what the point slope formula is, and the slope intercept formula. Basically, as you'll see, they're just ways of writing an equation of a line. Now, as you probably already know, if you have any 2 points in the plane, you can always connect them by a straight line. But to really understand the lines, we need the concept of what a slope is. And that's what the definition down here is giving us. That any non-vertical line has this concept of a slope. So let's do some graphing here. So let's say you have 2 points. Okay, here's P. And here's Q. Bear with me. So any 2 points whose x coordinates are different from each other, you can get the slope of the line connecting them. And that's given by this formula right here, this fraction. Basically, you do change in y. So y sub 2 minus y sub 1. And you're dividing by the corresponding change in your x's. And that's what our slope m is equal. You do have to be a little bit careful, though, because since you're subtracting, you're not able to subtract in any order that you want. What I like to do, I know some people know about rise over run. What I like to do is I like to make sure the x and y coordinates of the same point are on top of each other, as you can see here. Right? X2 and Y2 come from the same point. That's what our Q is. And X1, Y1, that's what our P is. Okay? So you can think of it that way when you're calculating the slope of a line segment. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do an example. Basically here we're going to sketch the line through these 2 points, and we're going to sketch the line through these 2 points, and we're going to compare them. So let's do that. Here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So here we have 1, 2. Here we have 2, 4. So here's the first line through here. Now, just to make the other line easier to see, I'm going to use a different color. So let me use green. So we have 1, 2, and we have 2, instead of 4, we have 2, 6. So here's the other line. Don't want to go through the notes. Okay? Now, let's calculate the slope of each. So for the first line here, let's get the slope of that. So here, we have these 2 points. So we're going to have 4 minus 2, right? Change in y over change in x, 2 minus 1. So that's going to be 2 over 1, which of course is just 2. For the other line, for the green line, we have these 2 points. So the line there will be 6 minus 2, right? Change in y, as you can see, over change in x. Corresponding change in x. Notice again how the x and y coordinates for the same point, they're on top of each other, right? For this line, you have 2, 6, 1, 2. Here you have 2, 4, 1, 2. Same point, okay? So here, what do we have? We have 4 over 1, which, as we know, is 4. So the green line, I'm not sure what the other color is. I guess we'll call it almost black, I guess. The green line has a bigger slope. both of them have positive slopes. What you should notice is that these two lines, they have positive slope, but notice that as your x is increasing, meaning as you're moving towards the right, so this is our x, here's our y. As you increase x, as you move towards the right, okay, the lines are going up. They're pointing up and to the right. In other words, the lines are rising, okay? Not only that, sorry for moving this, but not only that, notice that the green line has a bigger slope. It's 4, and that line is steeper than the black line. And that's no accident either. It turns out that, a line with not only a line with a positive slope, that's going to rise as your x increases, and the larger the slope, the more vertical or steeper the line is, okay? Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to work with these points now. So let's see if I can draw this. So here we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay. So for the first line here, we have 1, 2. We have 1, 2. Then we have 4, -1. So now we have the line through these points, like so. And again, let me switch colors now to graph the other line. We have 1, 2, but now we have 4, -4. So let's see now if I can graph that, like so. And let's calculate the slope of each. So for the first line with these points, we have -1 minus 2 over 4 minus 1, which is -3 over 3, which is -1. For the other line, for that line through these 2 points, we have -4 over 1 minus 4, so that's 6 over -3, which is -2. So notice again, these two lines have negative slope. And notice here that as your x increases, I thought I put x here, but I didn't. As your x increases towards the right, okay, you can see the lines are actually falling. That is, they're falling like this, okay? So we have that. And not only that, this green line, the slope is more negative, and it's more vertical. And that's no accident either. Lines that have a negative slope, okay, as your x increases, they're going to fall. And the more negative, the more vertical the line is.